East sun hung low over the city, casting a warm, amber glow through the living room window. I sat on the couch, lost in thought. My wife, Emma, and I had built a life filled with laughter, love, and shared dreams, a cozy apartment, a dog named Max, and plans for a future that once felt unshakable. But that evening shattered everything. It started with a text. Her phone buzzed over and over, and out of instinct, or maybe unease, I glanced at the screen. One name, Alex. My stomach dropped. I didn't recognize the name, but something about it felt wrong. I wanted to trust Emma. I had trusted her completely. But that name kept echoing in my mind, refusing to be ignored. Over the next week, her behavior only deepened my suspicions. Late nights, hushed phone calls, conversations that stopped when I entered the room. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I confronted her. I sat her down, my heart pounding, and asked directly, "Who is Alex?" She looked away. Then, after a long silence, she muttered the words that tore everything apart. "You don't owe me." That was all I needed to hear. Emma had been seeing him for months. Her betrayal sliced through me, leaving nothing but confusion, rage, and heartbreak in its wake. At first, I was numb. Then I was angry. Then determined. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to collapse. I was going to make sure she faced the consequences of what she had done. I started documenting everything, her late-night absences, the lies, the texts. I even hired a private investigator. Within days, I had a file full of damning photos. Emma and Alex laughing over dinner, holding hands, acting like a couple in love. The next time we spoke, I wasn't the broken man she blindsided. I was armed with the truth. I laid the evidence out on the table. Each photo hit her harder than the last. Her bravado vanished. I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "You think you can walk away from this without consequences? You broke us, and now you'll face what that means." She cried. She begged. She claimed it was just a fling, that she still loved me. But it was too late. Her words were hollow echoes of a bond she'd already destroyed. I filed for divorce. And during the legal battle, I made sure it wasn't easy for her. I pushed for a fair division of everything. Our apartment, our finances, everything we had built. I didn't do it to be cruel. I did it to take back control. To prove to myself that I still had power. That I mattered. Our final confrontation came during mediation. Emma sat across from me, her confidence gone, her face pale. When the terms were read aloud, she finally broke down. The full weight of her betrayal had caught up to her, not just in dollars and cents, but in the loss of something real. When I walked out of that room, I didn't feel victorious. I felt free. In the months that followed, I poured my energy into healing. I reconnected with old friends, picked up forgotten hobbies, and saw a therapist who helped me process the emotional wreckage. Slowly, I began to rebuild. Eventually, I met Sarah, a kind, warm woman with an infectious laugh and a deep sense of empathy. She didn't try to erase my past. She simply held space for my healing, and I let love in again. Years later, as I sit beside her in our home, sharing stories and dreams, I realized something I never expected. Emma's betrayal was the beginning of my transformation. It broke me, but it also rebuilt me. I'm no longer defined by what was done to me. I'm defined by how I rose from it.